Anyway,
I'm fine. I have no gist. I have no banter.
Okay. I guess life is good.
It's not. How can life be good when our road is bad?
Hey! You're writing a letter.
I said next week I'm taking the letter.
Please.
So,
and a copy of the letter to be also, let us have it so you can also help visit.
I will do what's that thing? Instagram Live.
Okay.
When I'm taking the letter. So anyhow they treat me there. It should be
the world will see it.
No, that's not necessary now.
Why don't you say that?
Why would you want to go and give the letter and then go live on social media?
No, as I'm giving the letter, as I'm entering is Instagram Live.
I like it.
As I'm entering,
capturing the moment.
Whatever they tell me, it's Instagram Live. As I'm going, it's Instagram Live.
All right now. Okay, let me come.
Letter delivered to clerk or secretary or the chairman himself.
Okay, let me come to Topsy. How are you doing, Topsy?
I'm very good. Only one ambition.
Zegzy self today.
And when they cannot say anything, I wanted to disturb
the peace.
But why can't
wanted to disturb the peace.
God loves me so much that even when I want to do what is not me, God.
It's you.
How's your plan? What are your plans for the weekend?
We have an event tomorrow. It's it's organized by my foundation, Women in Real Estate. But essentially, it is to celebrate African Women's Day, which is going to be on Monday, and to get people discussing about women owning assets and understanding the barriers and the advantages of owning assets. So it's an open house. It's a small physical event, but virtually we're still registering people. So go to my page and you will see the details of how to register to join us virtually. And we have many people that supported with small gift items. So we'll be giving gifts on social media as well as for people that
cool.
You wanted to sit here with these shorts.
She wanted to show off her legs.
Just shows her legs.
Let me come to
she wanted to show her
Mariam, I love your top.
Thank you very much.
You just look very chic.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. She made me blush. But today is World Nature Conservation Day. Okay. So it's celebrated every year, July 28th. And it's just for us, to bring awareness to, what we need to do to protect our environment, to conserve it, to preserve it. So in different ways, we're allowed to make our little contributions. I feel quite proud that I think I have used this platform to educate people.
Yes,
I've written a book, that is being read by children and adults as well across the world. And then I go for school readings and book readings. And so, those contributions make me proud, but it's still a small contribution compared to what needs to be done going forward. So join hands today and let's help protect our environment.
Fantastic, nice. I'm just smiling because I can't see how you're waking up in the morning and wearing all these gloves.
No. Thank you for mentioning the gloves. It was Topsy that gave them to me.
Ah, Topsy.
Yeah,
okay.
They're socks, but then I wore them as gloves.
Oh, wow. Very interesting. Cool. Anyways, Abuja was fun. I had a few events. I went for a national event. Nigerian Diaspora Commission had an event, so I was there to support and also MC. I actually enjoyed it. It was really, really fun.
And you did not post on...
Nothing.
Interestingly, I haven't posted, but I have a picture. I'll post today. Actually.
Please.
But it was a good event, and this weekend is going to be busy.
Because everybody is assuming that you went to go and collect and lobby for political appointments.
I went to NIPCOM event, Nigerian Diaspora Commission. They had the Diaspora Merit Awards. Interestingly, Nigerian Diaspora flew in. About 200 people flew in from abroad, all over the country, the world, came and they had dinner. They were awarded they were given awards, recognition of their support. It was fantastic. It was just good to know that Nigeria is finally partnering with the diaspora, which is important because there's strength. They're over, I think, almost $30 billion, $26 billion that brings into the country. So it's important that the nation actually recognizes them. So that's what I'm there.
I'm not joking. People were commenting that Mariah is not around. She has gone to go and do
Are you serious?
on YouTube.
The truth is, this weekend is going to be really busy for me. Like party back to back from today, tomorrow, Sunday.
Like you sleep.
I'm not sleeping.
Yeah, but Mariah, Abuja suits you.
You think?
This is the second time that you're coming back.
Abuja is calling me. Let's go to break down.
Monday, I was rocking.
You're rocking too, Abby?
Last week, Thursday, too.
You see? Party.
Ask them, I was a wreck on Tuesday.
Well, let me just give advance notice. I'll be a wreck on Monday because I'm partying all the way.
Okay.
All right, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, don't forget we're also still accepting stories, real-life stories on our website, YourView at tvccommunications.tv. So please send us your stories. We love touching stories so we can discuss, thrash it, and see how we can learn from your own experiences. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
All right, we're going to start with the nation. Presidency, why Tinubu picked Wike, El-Rufai, others. U.S. pledges support to Bazoum over coup. 1,200 Nigerian youths perished in the Mediterranean, says NIS. Shelf strike plan, police caution labor. House of Reps gets 134 standing committees. Court rejects DSS's motion to further detain Emefiele. And Senator Bukuchua sues DSS ICPC over harassment. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Okay, I'll start with 1,200 migrating youths die on high seas last year. This information was given at the kickoff of a two-day sensitization program in Abuja. The Acting Comptroller General of the NIS, Mrs. Wuraola Adepoju, expressed worry about the dangers that besets irregular immigration among our nation's youth. She says that 1,200 Nigerian youths died last year in the Mediterranean Sea and deserts while attempting to enter Europe in search of greener pastures. She's saying it's such a worrying trend, and that the NIS is doing a lot. Apart from the sensitization program, there will be road shows, street campaigns, distribution of pamphlets, and also visitations to Utakomoto Park in Wuse, government secondary school in Garki. This, she says, is in a bid for government to help arrest this dangerous trend. A lot of people are told lies about greener pastures abroad or in Europe, but how they go about it, the routes that they take, they are unaware of the dangers and the risks that lie, ahead. And so she's hoping that this sensitization program and all the other things that they do will bring an awareness on illegal migration.
Okay, let me take the major headline. So, the president, as you recall, has already submitted the names 28 ministerial nominees on Monday. So the chief of staff to the president, Femi Gbajabiamila, was saying that the president had taken his time. He said, I'm sure you all know that the government is not fully formed until the cabinet is in place. That process started a while ago and culminated into the delivery of the nominees. Specifically, he said the president dissected those names with a fine-tooth comb, and that's what you've seen. Each of the persons on that list, I believe, is worth being there. He has 60 days from the time of inauguration, and that the remaining 12 names will be submitted in the coming days. He said the president took his time, did a lot of due diligence going through the nominees one by one. It's a good mix of people with political acumen and technocrats. So this is a good balance, and it's needed. It's a conversation that is really hot. Everybody's talking about it because we're hoping to see quite a bit of more technocrats. So they're saying that hopefully when we finally get the final list, we can now see and compare and contrast. Also, we've seen about 7 women so far of the 28, which is a good number for now. And we have the 36-year-old who's been nominated. Also, Dr. Betta Edu. She's young, very, very vibrant, and we're really excited that, it's good to see young people, a good mix.
I saw a lot during the campaign.
Yeah, she was quite strong. Now I see where the energy came from, because you used to think I was an auntie, but now she's young.
Child.
She's young.
Sorry,
she's a young lady, and she was really, really very vibrant and very energetic. So
I wanted,
go ahead, Waki.
I wanted to take the story of Senator Mohammed Bukachua, who, during his valedictory speech, almost implicated his wife and himself by saying the people of the Senate were coming. So I remember that incident where the Senate president was saying, off your mic, off your mic. So since then now, he has been disturbed by the ICPC, DSS, and other bodies have been harassing him.
Poor guy.
Harassing him or just
so he's taking according to him, harassing. He's taking them to court and the federal government for harassment, saying while he was a senator, he had a level of immunity from whatever he said in plenary. But they are saying, you are no more there, and you are saying it where you are going, not where you are there. So he has taken them to court.
Okay, and that's story?
Yes,
for harassment.
Let's see how that goes. I want to take the story about Opudo from the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, who is speaking out and asking for help. He said that he's urging security agencies to support the states, and that no states can thrive where there is no peace. He said that he needs help in Echeng. And he received both of them separately, and he appealed to them to support him. That he's like, it seems when you read the way the language is like someone saying like, I need help, like I need help. We can't grow like this. But one of the things I liked about what the Assistant Inspector General of Police said was that the record shows that 99% of those carrying out the negative acts and hurting people are citizens, are the people, like our people. That's what he said. And 99% of the victims are our people. So I don't understand how you would want to fight for people by hurting people. Like, we must work together. And he said the police will be securing people. Nobody should do sit at home on Monday. I know people are scared. So there must be more than just saying they should come out.
Yes.
Because if I come out and I'm
they need a reinforcement of security operatives for that. They can't just use a real verbal
the economy has shut down.
Yeah.
How will he govern a state?
Why some people protesting? You know what I mean?
I also read somewhere where someone said, I think it's that same story, where they said, how will you want to rule a people and you are oppressing them? So how are you going to rule if this is, because you are saying you want to
not even gotten them,
but you are oppressing these same people that you want
Giving a taste of what they should expect.
I
Okay, moving on to the Punch very quickly. El Rufai, Wiki, other nominees face Senate screening on Monday. Reduce government borrowing from CBN, World Bank tells Nigeria. Robberies, Lagos CP launches Operation Flush after Punch report. UN halts humanitarian operations, US, France condemn Niger coup. Subsidy removal, Tinubu begs Nigerians to persevere more. NMA demands MOU as FG okays 25,000 naira doctor's allowance. And Margaret Benson Dahosa, matriarch of the Nigerian Pentecostalism. Okay, let me start with our president. He met with the youth yesterday, youth delegation yesterday, led by the All Progressive Congress youth leader, Mr. Dayo Israel, to the State House yesterday, where he's saying that it's not going to be easy. That he said you've endured, you just need to persevere a little bit more. It's not going to be easy to make the necessary changes. According to him, I plead your understanding that the economic reforms are very slow sometimes. I can assure you that I understand your pains, the pains of your uncles, mothers, fathers, and others. It's not easy to get out a monster of over 40 years that is called subsidy. The president said that the economic reforms of the past over 50 days were necessary because the country could no longer afford subsidy, which he said benefits only a few. So he was just pleading with the youth, and they came there, quite a huge number actually, went to the State House to see him, and according to them, they also requested for him to ensure that 15% of those nominated for the parastatals and other MDAs are Nigerian youth from the APC party. So we hope we'll see how that goes.
Let me give a very short story before we go.
We have to go on a break, unfortunately. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one who can make time stand still forever, Mr. Kelechi Amadi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, my brother.
You love that intro, Abi?
It was great.
Okay,
Thank you.
We try like that.
Thank you.
Now my question, which I feel is a cheap question.
Oh, go ahead.
What does ISO stand for?
That is it. I think I'll drink.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
Kelechi Amadi. No. Shay, you didn't whine me. You're whining me now.
I think I'll drink.
Huh?
No problem.
Okay.
I've always known this as ISO. I never bothered to know what it means. I know what it means, but I never bothered to know what the acronym is. Tell me the brand of camera that I use, so much so that I even became an ambassador. That's very easy. It's out there.
It's supposed to be,
Yeah. I just said, look, I give you this one as a token of my appreciation.
Sony.
Drink!
I'm not done. You did not say final answer.
It's final answer.
You did not ask me if that was my final
You don't
answer.
have any choice again. It's only
Nikon.
how many cameras do they have? My
Nikon.
friend to drink. I gave you a very easy something.
Nikon now.
Okay, we're still reviewing Punch. What's the story?
Yeah. I was going to take the story of Margaret Benson Idahosa and the matriarch of Nigerian Pentecostalism. She's the founding mother of Nigerian Pentecostalism, according to the Punch. But really, I just want to celebrate her because I know she's a huge fan
Of the show.
I know she's a huge fan of the show, and tomorrow she's turning 80.
Wow, that's a big one.
Happy birthday in advance.
Happy birthday, Ma.
Happy birthday, Ma. And she's someone, she lost her husband, but she took over the entirety of all that her husband was building, which is a huge empire, and increased all that was on ground, from the university to the hospitals to the schools. she's an amazing person and she is a huge fan, and I know she loves our show. So I'm just using the opportunity to say, celebrate you, ma.
Yes, we celebrate you.
We celebrate you. Thank you for being a fan of the show. I wanted to take this. You remember the story I took yesterday of the robbers?
Oh, okay, so.
Yeah. Attacking. You actually butchered because your maid was. Well, the police have now responded and they're opening. They're starting an Operation Flush. So they want to flush out all the people,
all the criminals,
hoodlums, and so we hope. And they're saying, please report anything that you see so that they are on top of the game.
Okay, moving on now to Daily Sun. Ministerial nominees Fagbemi, Umahi, Wike, Edu, Elfa, others face Senate Monday. Obi denies photo shoot with pro-Biafra agitator Simon Ekpa. Subsidy, FG warns NLC over planned strike, declares action contempt of court. Court strikes out fresh application by DSS to further detain Emefiele. Customs intercepts 27 billion naira tramadol, live turtles, others at Lagos Airport. Police raid General Danger camp in Rivers, kill one, recover weapons. Doctors who left Nigeria will still on payroll, says Akubweze. And FG unveils new public service rules.
That's a hot topic.
Customs intercepts 27 billion naira.
You will take that story.
Yes, I have to, because it has drugs and it also has endangered species. So they said that they intercepted tramadol, dried shark fins, and live turtles with a duty-paid value of 258 billion naira. This they found at the Lagos Airport. As we all know, shark fins, live turtles are classified under endangered species. You know, they've always used our country as transit country for a lot of these illegal smugglings and obviously taking them out. Well, they got them at the Lagos Airport. It doesn't say here if they were taking them to another country or if they just come in from another country, but usually it will be headed. I may call the name of a country, but I don't want them to, because I'm not sure, but there's a particular country in Asia that most of these, especially shark fins and pangolins, they use our country as a transit country to take them there. So thank you, Customs. And they said because they work very well with their other agencies, they've handed over the drug case to NDLEA.
Back in the rivers.
Yes, they should do that. I hope they do that.
All right.
It's a very juicy story.
Let me take the story from Peter Obi. The Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has said that the photo of him and the Finland-based pro-Biafra agitator Simon Ekpa is fake. Ekpa, according to this report, is the mastermind of the several sit-at-home orders in Southeast, and he was seen with the picture viral with Peter Obi. The head of Peter Obi Dati Media Office, Mr. Dinro Onifade, said that the perpetrators of the fake photo inserted Obi's popular supporter and rights activist Aisha Yusufu to the further claimed credibility. He said they all grew up being educated that photos tell 1,000 stories and do not tell lies, as photos are usually self-evident. He was talking about the scenario is exactly what played out in the Photoshop picture of Peter Obi, supposedly standing with the Finland-based irritant Biafra agitator Simon Ekpa. This is all in a desperate move to drag Obi's name into disrepute by linking him with the Biafra, the sit-at-home mastermind Simon Ekpa. So just to because
what he was saying is pictures don't lie.
Yeah,
is what we learned. But nowadays pictures are lying.
So we need to ensure that.
And where we're going to
videos
start lying. Videos are lying. Yeah. Everything is lying.
So you can't believe anything anymore.
Reality will soon be lying.
Please, we need to talk about the doctors. The doctors still on strike. And Director General of the Budget Office, Ben Akabweze, has mentioned that a lot of the doctors that have left Nigeria for greener pastures are still on the payroll of public hospitals because many of them did not properly resign. He said that the nominal payroll still carries some of them. Many of them have just taken leave of absence and they remain on the payroll. So when you do evaluation of authorized establishment vis-a-vis the bodies, it's still showing like we don't have a gap as such that is currently existing. He said the hospitals know that the people have gone, like they have jackpot. That's the word. He said the hospitals know they have jackpot and they still kept on the payroll. that is something perhaps on the level that the ministry needs to deal with, but they must work hand in hand. So you cannot be, there are issues that were being asked of from the doctor's perspective, but they are saying that there's culpability from the doctors as well, that they know people are not around and are still getting paid, and they know they have left the countries to go and work abroad, but they are still not.
What makes it worse is that they cannot even employ anybody to take the place because they are there as they are working, so there is no vacancy. So because there is no vacancy,
we cannot put doctors
you cannot put another. So you will be looking for work. I'm paying the doctor that has jackpot living in America.
And patients are stranded, no doctors.
No, and there are no doctors.
And we have a real challenge because someone I know was going to go to Igbobi for a surgery, and the surgery was supposed to be today. She got to the hospital on Tuesday and they turned her back. She was not telling me to beg on the show that she doesn't have the money to go to private hospital or travel abroad. That whatever the doctors are asking for, give it to them.
You just have, this is part of we the people the problem.
It's a
many layers.
We're actually
all involved.
a very selfish people. And I want to talk about something as mundane as the toilet paper in the toilet. You know, there's one roll of toilet paper. If you want, if you go, you take your toilet paper, you go into the toilet. Here, they will take the toilet paper, take the toilet into the toilet, so the next person that comes into the other toilet.
Why would they do
So, you will not see anything. It's just
think of
selfish.
Think of self.
Selfish. We have to keep thinking of other people.
Yeah.
The downfall driver. The government has made the one road, our bad roads. You can go. Everybody use one way, and this car coming. The downfalls will now wait. That's where they will stop.
Exactly.
And pick up their passengers, so you can't go.
If you show any displeasure, they insult you on top.
Multi-layered, as you said. Vanguard, very quickly, 11 states to wait as Tinubu sends 28 nominees to Senate for confirmation. Lagos State is one of the states that we're yet to see who the ministerial nominee would be. Subsidy protest, stop blackmailing us, NLC tells federal government. Russian summit, Nigeria missing as Africa agrees nuclear energy as alternative source of power. Unions return anarchy to Oshodi Apapa Expressway. Court rejects DSS's fresh request to detain Emefiele for another 14 days. Max Airplane conveying Nigerian pilgrims trapped in Niger Republic. And NGE Institute's annual memorial lecture in honor of Jakonde. Okay, which story are we starting with in Vanguard?
So like you, as you read that headline for the Max Air, I was a bit confused if they were Nigerian as in from Niger Republic, or if they were Nigerian. Yes, okay. So Max Air said they had airlifted Nigerian pilgrims and had taken them to Niger, Niamey. But when they got there, of course, as we know that there's an ongoing coup in that country. And so when they got there, they got stranded. They said they had about 360 Nigerian pilgrims on board and about 18 crew on board. So now my confusion is, were they able to drop off the Nigerians and then we have Nigerians still on board? Because the airline is asking for patience and, you know, they're hoping to see what can be done so that they can get back. They said they know families will be worried or, you know, just worried about the situation. So are there Nigerians still on board that were supposed to leave Niger to Nigeria, or is this just about the Nigerians that got there and were waiting? So I'm not really sure if we're talking about Nigerians right now or Nigerians, because the spelling is quite similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another story, the Super Falcons.
Yeah. Congratulations to the girls.
Yes. Yeah. All over social media, they were talking about the fact that they prayed, but really, the prayer was just icing on the cake. The fact is, those wonderful girls worked extremely hard, and they won the last match to rise to the top of their group. And we're hoping they can sustain this all through. Maybe we can even rally around something positive about Nigeria. So we're celebrating.
Did you see the video of the First Lady celebrating with them?
Yes, she was excited.
All Super Falcon. Up Super Falcon, and we're all celebrating their achievements.
Okay. I wanted to take the picture story there. There's no story, I only saw the picture. So I need to take it, because if someone is doing something good, even though they're doing something bad in my area, if he's doing something good in another area, I must mention it. So the governor of Ogun State is converting...
I know that must have been hard for you.
The petrol diesel buses to compressed natural gas, so that it's a palliative, so that transportation will come down. And I think it's commendable.
Yeah. Interesting. At NITCOM, somebody came, Professor, I can't remember his name. He came for the event with the electric car. I mean, I was surprised. I really wanted to see it. I wanted to see how it works. Like, how do you charge it?
I would love to have an electric
Yeah,
car.
me too.
How do
I'm
they charge
thinking-
Trying to change the
It's quite easy
Okadas
to
as
charge.
well.
Yeah.
Okadas, cars,
But
all
this is gas.
Yeah.
So
it's
and then
gas different.
yeah, but he's doing it, and he's going to do it. He's supposed to do it for even the private buses, not just the government-owned buses.
Oh, okay.
For the private buses, he will do it on Ogun State's money, but they shouldn't use all the money for the road as well. Oh.
They say they've used it for buses. The buses need good roads to
Yeah,
fly. So.
yeah, because the buses need good roads. Because
Okay.
that was one of the questions they asked him in the interview.
All right, we have to wrap up.
Ah.
Not sure we can complete any other important story that we missed out. I think that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we return, we have a sponsor segment. One of our health partners, AXA Mansa, will be with us. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Benga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the question.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata bata, I go drink. So,
So now one chance for answer. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this. Because I have this question for you. Final question. Where outside Nigeria and what year? Think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I know.
I don't overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink him.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's get talk now. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good.
That's
That's
dog
good
walking.
talking.
Ikechukwu Sunday Okonkwo, aka Cross. Now your intro without
Wow.
So there's a name that thing that's.
I'm just drinking because you say I should drink. There's no particular answer.
You think it's only that can be wicked?
What's the answer?
Subterfuge.
Eh?
Yeah, they claim you did, but you said it just happened. That
And it's called what again?
Subterfuge.
Such a feud.
SUBTERFUGE.
So you look me finish from head to toe. You look at a person who go know what to become such. Yeah?
The nude wasn't like a game plan. Or...
I promise you,
Bec-
it was
bec-
actually a mistake.
Ladies and gentlemen, multiple award-winning actor, producer, ambassador of Edo People, we have Etinosa Idemudia in the building.
Not be first to go police station, they win the case.
Is
So
she?
you are showing
No,
yourself.
I go see that's my second
You are
question.
feeling like a contact the prancing peacock. I'm about to cut your wings. Hello. Now, in the amalgamation of 1914, who was the woman who drew the line of the amalgamation? Who cut the report? Who is the person that used scissors? What is his name?
That woman.
Yeah,
drink.
you have done me dirty. I've marked your face. I've marked your face. If anything happened to me today,
I don't
if I don't reach my house. Anyway, I'm gonna be chauffeured, so
You remember now, Abby? But you never too thin. Now you remember.
Hey.
If a person who indulges habitually in watching a sexual material is called a voyeur.
That's what they're called.
You clearly say you don't go even get the next one.
Hey, a voyeur.
Voyeur.
Then go on.
What is a person who makes one?
A voyeur. A voyagist. A bon voyage.
Thanks for staying with us, and welcome to our sponsor segment. Joining us on the show now is the country manager and medical director of One Health in Nigeria, Dr. Misbah Oleolo. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. Nice to have me.
Yes, so we heard about this One Health by AXA, and we're wondering, where did this idea come from? What is it about?
Okay, so One Health by AXA is an international initiative by the AXA Group.
Okay.
The thinking behind it is that when you look at healthcare expenditure in Africa, it's about, if you take South Africa out, which is quite a mature market, there is about 120 billion USD in the healthcare industry. 50% of that is in two countries, Nigeria and Egypt. And of that 50%, a higher proportion is in Nigeria than in Egypt. 75% of that expenditure is out of pocket, which means that when people turn up in hospitals, they're literally pulling out their cards and paying for care. And as you can imagine, that brings with it the risk of catastrophic medical spending, which leads people into poverty. So AXA came up with this idea of a payer-partner arrangement where they, as an insurer, partner with a healthcare provider in the hope that that synergy can potentially bring some value to the market, affordability, access, and quality care. So really that's where the idea of One Health by AXA arose from.
Great.
So here we have medical centers. People will say we have medical centers, and like what you just described, we have those insurance platforms as well. But so you're coming to a market that it seems like, you know, is already established. But what unique features are you bringing onto the market?
Okay, so the first thing is that we need to be clear that the Nigerian medical market is not established. It's not a mature market. Mm-hmm. If it were, we would not be spending 1.5 million USD medical tourism. That money would be spent here. So it's obviously not a mature market. So what's unique that we're bringing? So the first thing is the cost of medical care needs to be made available. The government has tried to do that through the NHIA, the National Health Insurance Act, which mandates that insurance should be compulsory for everyone. Now, AXA Mansard, the insurance arm, is the largest healthcare insurer in the country, and therefore they're able to use the economy of scale that they have to guarantee a particular type of benchmark pricing, which is more realistically priced to the Nigerian situation. If you then have a sister entity, so One Health obviously is from AXA, so we're a sister entity of AXA Mansard. So if you then have a sister entity that integrates into that price network, potentially you have a competitive price, not from the perspective of the provider, but from the perspective of the consumer, which is then sufficiently sensitive to the customer's needs. That then drives a number of things. It means there is now financial access, so you can make it more accessible to a lot more people because it is affordable. And it means because you can guarantee a certain volume, you can then benchmark your quality. So there is affordability, there is access, and there is a particular quality. So that's what we bring to the market.
Right.
Okay, so there's a thing about telemarketing, you know, and I'd like to find out how you believe telemarketing is going to help contributing positively to healthcare in Nigeria. Is it going to make it more affordable, or would it really increase access?
Okay, I'm sure you mean telemedicine.
Telemedicine.
Because I'm not a marketer.
I thought I said medicine.
Yeah, so you know your coffee stabilized you a bit. But go ahead. Telemedicine.
Yeah, telemedicine.
Okay, so telemedicine. So when you look at telemedicine, what the data shows us is that 80% of most clinical interactions can probably be solved over a digital portal. What does that mean? It means if you look at your average visits to the clinic, let's say someone's got high blood pressure. Say they've got their own machine at home. They've been fairly well controlled. They've had their annual medical. There's no catastrophe on the horizon. I have to ask myself why that person needs to go and pay 25,000 naira in a private hospital for a consultation every time. What they could simply do is get their annual medical once a year. Once the doctor is satisfied that they're reasonably well controlled, what you could then do is just say, look, every 3 months, let's have a telemedicine consultation. You've got your blood pressure machine at home. Send us the data, and invariably that brings down the cost. It then means that you're using your resources for more meaningful things, for things that really do need to be in hospital. So telemedicine can effectively reduce 80% of unnecessary hospital visits. That's what the data shows.
Wow. 80% is a whole lot. Okay.
Yeah, no. So how would you ensure the accuracy of diagnosis? Like this one now, how will you be sure that I'm using the machine properly? You know, so how would you ensure the accuracy of the diagnosis?
Yes, I think that's a really very good question. So if you're going to devolve some responsibility to the patient, then the onus is on you as their carer to ensure that they're sufficiently educated. So you don't say, okay, off you go to, I don't want to mention any pharmacies here so that I don't advertise for anyone. But let's say Misbah Pharmacy. You don't say, oh, off you go to Misbah Pharmacy, buy your blood pressure machine, take your blood pressure and send it to me by email. We don't do that. What you do is you bring them to clinic at their annual medical, you get a standardized blood pressure machine, you show them how to use it, they confirm that they can use it, they do some demos, they send you some demo data, you ensure there is a trend. And this is about monitoring trends rather than isolated. So all of us probably drive cars. Your tires don't deflate every day. So the trend is that you have normal tires normally. In the same way, once you get a trend, you can tell what's normal for that person. You can tell what happens when they're agitated. You can tell what happens when they don't take their blood pressure. So it's really about the correct type of engagement, the correct type of education, and the correct type of remote support that you provide people, rather than just sending them off with their blood pressure machine or whatever and leaving it to them.
Right. I was going to talk about cost. How affordable is it? Because especially when you think about AXA, you're thinking, can I afford it? So what exactly are the numbers looking like?
Okay, so let me put it this way. So I'd like you to, we're not going to mention any names, but think around Lagos and think of some of the more swish hospitals. A number of them would be reluctant to accept the AXA tariffs because they are considered not competitive enough. This time, not from the consumer side, but from the provider side. So if I have a Misbah hospital, what I'm saying in effect is that there are a number of private hospitals who would say the AXA tariff will not be welcome in Misbah hospital because it's too low. I can't treat your diabetes for X amount. Obviously, that tells you that the pricing is very competitive. And if you think about it from an actuarial or from a scientific or population-based the more people that come into insurance, collectively, the cheaper it becomes per person to provide care because you've got a larger pot of money from which. So if 5 people want to buy a car, it's more expensive per person than if 100 people say, let's car share. So in the same way, first of all, the tariffs are extremely competitive from AXA Mansard at the minute. I'm AXA, so of course I can advertise for AXA. But that aside, if we increase the insurance pool, that competitive price would even become more affordable because there are more people on that plan.
Okay, I think just like a follow-up on her question too, given that AXA Mansard is such a huge global brand, in what ways are you localizing it for Nigeria and Nigerians? You know how unique we are.
Okay, so let me start with the unique question. So AXA Mansard is AXA in Nigeria. So AXA is the group internationally. So AXA Mansard is not a global brand. AXA is the global brand. Good. Okay.
AXA Mansard
is the Nigerian.
In Nigeria.
Yeah.
That's in Nigeria.
Okay.
It's called AXA Mansard in Nigeria. But AXA is the global brand.
Okay. So it's an international brand.
It's a French company.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
We have to wrap up now, but just tell us a bit about yourself. Let's,
Okay, well,
I'm so soft-spoken.
I'm sure you've guessed I'm a doctor.
Yes, we can tell.
The kind of doctor that's very detailed.
My background is from the NHS in the United Kingdom. That therefore means I'm a medical civil servant. I've relocated to Nigeria. I've been back in Nigeria now since 2019.
Oh, nice.
I'm extremely passionate about health. And now my cardinal goal is health inclusion, which thankfully the One Health Project allows us to deliver on.
Fantastic.
How do you find being back here? Please let me ask this last question.
Fantastic.
Really?
Yeah. First
You don't want to go back?
First thing in the morning, I'm on a TV program. Where else in the world will that happen?
Yeah, that's how long are you gone for?
23 or thereabouts years.
Whoa, but you look so young.
I am young.
Thank you.
That is all we can take on the AXA segment.
On the AXA segment, please.
When we come back, we'll move on to the hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Made Kuti in the view. It's still 7 of 7, and we've been doing a whole lot of protesting. The only thing that remains is just to carry placard.
It's about 5 of 7, to be honest. Because, ask your question. I have so much to speak about once we finish.
We'll not give you the time because it's 7 of 7.
I will make the time now. He said he will not ask questions about science.
No.
Neuroplasticity.
And based on
he asked a question that was subjective about high life, and he did not finalize his answer about a Kuti question where there are only 3 of us.
Editor, scratch this part out.
That could have possibly composed the music.
Editor, scratch this part out.
Stupidity is an act of ignorance.
Hey God, Made.
Was composed by which Kuti?
Femi Kuti.
Is that your final answer?
God, I'm Sheon Kuti. No, wait, Femi Kuti.
You said
Femi Kuti. Wait.
You can't be allowed.
No, you've not asked me anything.
Everyone.
You've not asked me anything. So my final answer.
No. All I have to say is this show is really about drinking.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
The questions don't matter.
That's the whole
Justice
idea.
is out the window.
We throw caution to
We
the
have
wind
no
right
morals here.
On the 7 of 7.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Thanks for staying with us. So the hottest news in Nigeria today are the ministerial nominees. We've all been waiting for this list as if, hey, this name is coming directly on the throne of grace. It finally landed yesterday, Thursday, I think by 1 p.m. or so. The Chief of Staff took it to the National Assembly, and we're told that by Monday they're going to start, inviting them over for a formal ratification of each of them. So, what are your thoughts on these nominations? So far, it's 28 that we saw. We're expecting about the remaining, I think about 10 more or so. I think it's, I think 9 more names are being expected very soon. In the coming days, we'll get those. And a few states are yet to get nominees, Lagos being one of them. We're really looking forward to who's going to be coming from Lagos State. A few names that we know we're interested in. We're trying to be suggesting and speculating which of the ministries will be given to them. What are your thoughts on the 081-0764-1679, 09024-163440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. If you don't mind, ladies, I'd like to start with the 7 women because for me, that's our constituency.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that I'm happy that 7 amazing women, some of which we know have been on our show before, we've seen their work in the past, and it would be great to even hear your thoughts on them. And then we'll talk about the ex-governors. About 4 or so ex-governors made the list, El Rufai, Wike, and a few others, and then a few technocrats and many politicians. So these are really interesting conversations to have. We'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But let me see, Topical, you want to start?
Yeah, so at some point, when the list, we've all been waiting generally, like we couldn't, we're happy that we finally have a list. And I was hoping to be shocked. Aside from the finding out the age of the youngest person.
Dr. Betta Edu.
Yeah, I had no idea. I couldn't even have imagined that she was such a young person because she was very vibrant. But every other person seemed to be people that are within the circle, like people that had, you know, when we were arguing about should the president be nominating those who had been loyal to him and had served in and helped him to attain the position, or should he just go purely for people that were 100% technocrat or non-politicians? But what we're seeing now, based on what this list is reflecting, is that he's rewarding loyalty to a large extent. That's my opinion. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything bad in that. We're not saying it's good or bad, but the president has decided to say, for those of you that helped me to attain this position, that are competent, that can fit into what I want to achieve, I am picking.
Okay. Your
Yeah,
thoughts?
so for the ladies, for me, I found it quite interesting because I didn't know, of course, I was hoping that I would see names that would just, that are quite popular, but we didn't see any of those apart from the youngest, Betta Edu, because she was quite a face, you know, during the campaign. But then, you know, going through the CVs for the women, these are well-educated, very exposed women, you know. They have held positions in private sector, in public sector, and they have shown, you know, the caliber of people, women that were put together. These are not women that were given position just because they were female or just because we wanted to fill the female slot. These are women that will be looking out for and looking up to deliver in whatever capacity they are finally, you know, given to do so. So I'm quite excited. And also there seems to be a varied, I mean, it's widespread across Nigeria. I mean, we have Iman Suleiman, she's from Nasarawa State. We have Uju Kennedy Ohanere, I think.
So each of them
know,
actually has to come from each state. So 36 states per state.
The women.
Okay. So usually all the ministers should represent one state.
Yes, but these women, I'm just saying that these women from different states as well, you know, there's the, from Nasarawa State, from Imo State, from, you know, everything. So I'm quite excited about this group of women, and I'm looking forward to...
Now, you know one thing I was interested, I saw in the list, you're giving you have Dr. Betta Edu, Doris Aniche Uzoka,
yes,
Barrister Hanatu Musawa, Nkiru Onyejocha, Stella Okotete, that's Honorable Stella Okotete, and Uju Kennedy Ohaneze and Iman Suleiman Ibrahim. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, during the primaries, there was a lady that came and she was a presidential candidate that stepped down for Ashiwaju. Yes. Remember? That's who we're seeing here, Uju Kennedy Ohaneze. I mean, I remember that face. I remember her very well. And I remember that she was one of those who stepped down. So you would also say that she's a party member, and this is one of the... maybe I don't want to say rewards, but it's part of what do you say that this is...
That's another thing. So and you're not the first person saying it. Somebody else felt like we tend to be, people apply to become for political position because even though they know they will not get anything, just so that they have visibility.
But she might be competent. Maybe because we don't know about her competence.
I'm very sure that she's competent. Because she would not have even been able to get to the level of being one of the presidential candidates if she
was an aspirant, not candidate.
An aspirant, if she did not display a level of competence that they feel, okay, you're worthy of competition. And sometimes we've gotten so used to women getting whatever position they give us. Really, I had to ask one of our interns to calculate what's the percentage. Yet so far we have 21% women within the current list. But the truth is we are a country of 51%. We have a long way to go. But we are grateful for where we are, and we're hoping that the list that comes out will reflect more women. Why? We understand the importance of having representation. And we understand the importance of the value that women will bring in, being that they are in minority and they are wearing the shoes of majority of Nigerians.
Let me come to YK. Dr. Betta Edu is 36 years old. I mean, we're talking about not too young to wrong. I mean, like, she's a kid. I mean, that's like your daughter. That's like your daughter in a second.
Yeah, my daughter is 35.
Yeah, so she's like your daughter.
I'm happy for her. But my fear or my hope is that they can do the work.
Yeah.
Now, I hear that the Senate is going to confirm them on Monday.
Yeah.
They don't have portfolios.
Yes.
So what are you confirming? We don't know not confirm them, but interview them.
Yes.
If they don't have portfolios, how are you
from
going
your
to
past.
interview?
It's what you've done in the past to see.
Yeah, but how are you? How do you know that you're not going to put square pegs in round holes?
Aha, okay.
Why you can't interview someone that you don't know where? Because if I say, okay, I'm going to put Mariah in Ministry of Health, and Mariah studied accounting, I will look at your portfolio and start interviewing you about accounting. I will not interview about the ministry that you're going to go to know whether you can actually achieve anything from for that ministry. So there I have a bit of
concern.
Okay. What you just said there, word for word, we said it 8 years ago.
Yes, we did.
But we also found out, Tokwe, is that some of these ministers are more, I would say, maybe administrative, because really your job as a leader is to lead. So sometimes if you wait, I mean, as much as I would love to have a doctor be the Minister of Health, but sometimes the truth is that it's not about the doctor, it's about who can actually lead, who can actually have a vision and drive it. Anybody, if I put Mariam to be Minister of Health, for example, because I know she has the ability to lead a team to ensure that all the various deliverables are achieved, although she might still need to have some knowledge, some background knowledge of the needs of her.
If I put a pharmacist or a medical doctor in Ministry of Tourism, is he going to go there and inject the Tories.
I
hear you.
We had that question too, and I think that maybe I would like to, because we know that the government listens to us, so we'd like to use this platform to appeal to the presidency. No, maybe not necessarily the president, that by the time they are getting to the going to the Senate and the House of Assembly on Monday, there should be portfolio assigned to the name, so that the interview would be a more detailed one. Because I remember, that's why I said 8 years ago we were talking about it, because even after the interview, we were like, these questions, the were just asking questions. And when they finally came out, it was like they didn't ask questions that were relevant to where they were going to be.
So, but with this 25% nominees of women, do you think our president is, I'm hoping that the remainder 11 states are waiting for would have women. I'm looking forward to the women that will be appointed or nominated. Then Barrister Hanatu, also she's somebody that I've seen her work, and Honorable Stella Okotete, she was ED. Nexim Bank, that's a technocrat. That's somebody who's also coming to she's possibly going to use her own experience into government at this time. Although she's a party member, also I wouldn't skip that. But she's somebody that's worked very hard in the banking sector, and I think it's something that will be very beneficial. I wonder the kind of portfolio they'll give to her. In Kiru Onye Jocha, I'm not really familiar, but I know she's also hopefully we're hoping that these are people that actually have the competence.
You're talking about Wiki.
That's the elephant. The elephant.
Let's focus on the women. We'll come to the.
Are we done? I was thinking, they say she holds a degree in law from the University of Buckingham. She has a postgraduate master's degree in legal aspects of marine affairs from the University of Cardiff, Wales. She also has a postgraduate master's in oil and gas law from the University of Aberdeen. You know, she is completing a doctorate. And they say also before this nomination, she was appointed Special Advisor on Culture, Entertainment, Economy by the President. So I'm just looking at the, caliber.
All right. So we're going to be, let me take Hassan. I'm told Hassan is on the call. Good morning, Hassan. Thanks for calling.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to say something about the newspaper review on what Mariam said about customs seizure and Nigeria being a transit point. Please let me correct you. Nigeria is not a transit point for drugs. Nigeria is a consumption center of those drugs. We have drug users, we have drug abusers in our midst. So we better understand that, so that we'll get to know the problems on our hands. They are consuming drugs all over the country. The north, south, east, and west. Go to the clubs in Lagos. Go to the water parks. Go to Kano. Married women are consuming drugs. Children are consuming drugs. In Lagos here, go to motor parks, people are taking drugs. Go to clubs, people are taking drugs. In the streets, people are taking drugs. So we have serious problem. Go to Southeast. We have what they call Akurumiri in the Southeast.
Thank you very much, Hassan. You're absolutely correct. And I think we take that story all the time. Now, the paper review, our job is to say exactly what the story is saying. The article is our focus. So whatever the article is saying is what we are summarizing. We're not really telling you from, but we absolutely understand that they are, it's not just a transit point, but it's also consumption.
Yes, but I think you may have also misunderstood me. There were two categories of things that were intercepted. There were drugs, and then there were shark fins and live turtles. And that's smuggling or transporting endangered species. And Nigeria is a transit country for many of these smuggling of endangered species. Very often, pangolins, shark fins, turtles, that's what I was talking about. You know that I take the NDLA stories all the time. Of course, we know what you've just listed, that drug use and drug business is done very much here. Barons are arrested nearly every day. I mean, we read it in the paper.
Okay, we have to go in a commercial, but it's important for us to know that the paper reviews are totally different from our conversation. We're just reviewing what the papers, reporting the news in the papers. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our review of the ministerial nominees. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail, or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help welcome to the show, La General, the one and only Pere Egbe. Which of the following is false about teeth? We are born with 20 primary teeth. Teeth are the hardest substance in the body. Teeth are the strongest bones in the body.
Teeth is not a bone, actually.
Teeth can self-repair.
The strongest bone in the body, no. Teeth is not a bone.
Final answer?
Teeth is not a bone. You know what came to my head now? That sound. Crickets.
So, editor, you can put that cricket sound there. You can still put it down too.
When was the first Gulda ultimate search? Editor?
Don't put any cricket sound. I'm talking. Okay, Pere. How many times has Ghana qualified for the World Cup?
5 times. Hey, you can't do that now.
That's what it is.
Wait. Calm down. Why are you like this?
This is your team.
Small play now.
They will not
Somebody cannot play with you again.
They will not be impressed though. The team that you're supporting. And
Ghana will be alright.
Yeah, that's last.
Charlie? Cheers, Charlie.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one who can make time stand still forever, Mr. Kelechi Amadi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, my brother.
You love that intro, Abi?
It was great.
Okay,
Thank you.
We try like that.
Thank you.
Now my question.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing the ministerial nominees, and we're going to the governors now. So, as you said, YK, the former governor of River State, Nyesom Wike, 3 others, I think is Dave Umahi from Ebonyi, Nasir El Rufai from Kaduna, and Rubaka Badari from Jigawa. These are 4 governors that have been nominated. Michael, let me come to you because you say it's the elephant in the room. Well, how big is this elephant? What part of it is the elephant?
The elephant has many sides. The elephant is PDP.
Ah, thank you.
Okay.
That's very, very...
Very germane.
Very germane.
So now we need to know, is this elephant going to drop his PDP card and join APC, or remain with PDP and continue
as a
Nigerian?
Yeah, he's a Nigerian, so I'm not saying he can't.
But you don't have to be a party member to be a minister, actually.
You don't.
You don't have to be.
Most of them are party members.
Absolutely.
Most of them, he's like the only one that jumped out at me as a non-party member.
Yeah.
But we all know his antecedents.
Yes.
Before the election.
And if some argue that maybe this our president is magnanimous to embrace. We'd like to see an LP. Maybe in the last list we'll see somebody from LP and somebody from the other party. We're just saying, if it is about being very magnanimous to bring in other party members, maybe we'll see other people from other parties too. But right now we've seen former governor.
That would make me joyous, very joyous.
So, but I
don't think that.
I'm not thinking. Let me tell you the truth. I'm not thinking about party. I'm thinking about people, competent people who they are ready to do the job. I don't want to just be seeing party people and
okay. Let me take Yusuf's call, then I'll come to you, Tokwe. Yusuf from Kaduna, thanks for calling. Oh, I'm so sorry. Kaduna, Yusuf, go ahead.
My first comment when we came on discussing this was the list reflects rewarding loyalty and competence, obviously, because when you go through most of them, you know that they have a bit of track record from those that have gone through. But there's a loyalty thread. So I don't expect the remaining 11 to contradict loyalty. So that's on one side. On the other side is the fact that when we are talking about ministerial list, we hope that when we are matching, the next level is when we match portfolio to individuals that are getting this list, it will reflect their capacity to deliver. And I have strongly given this administration benefit of doubt, as in I have decided that I'm going to be very optimistic and open. I won't be closed-minded about what I expect them to deliver. So I am expecting that the president is going to follow his track record of when he was in Lagos and how he was able to always put the round pegs in the round holes, and he knows how to pick people and do that. But I was a bit confused when I saw David Umahi, and I'm really, really trying to read up, because as a governor, I do not see transformation in the state. And if you are from Ebonyi State, you can disagree and call in to support. But I didn't see major transformation in the state, and he's someone that also, decamped in 2020, he decamped into APC. So he's really typically a PDP person. I would love to understand the mindsets for nomination. You know, when we watch other news and they talk about these kind of things happening, they'll be telling you about what he did for the president, his track record. So we understand the part of track record, though, but I'm just saying that.
Somebody say, well, as you said, we wait for people to call from Ebonyi. Governor El Rufai?
Yes, I'm excited about a lot of people. But El Rufai, a lot of people who live in Kaduna State. So there are many issues, of course, as you know. Waki took the story of the Ogun State governor. He said you may do good in one area and bad in another. So a lot of people will say that they've seen a huge development in Kaduna State infrastructurally. And so I'm a bit curious where he will be placed. We know he's been FCT minister before.
So whenever I go to Abuja and I see FCT, I think of El Rufai.
Yes.
You cannot drive in Abuja and not think of El Rufai. So if they bring him back with that portfolio, I don't know.
Him back? Is it possible?
But I also think of Wike being in that portfolio, because Wike did a lot of infrastructural development within his state, number one. Also,
commissioning. But commissioning we saw, we didn't see.
Towards the end. He also was very, and I think that I'm not necessarily a fan of him. I respect him. I don't want to be him, but Wike is vocal. He would speak. If you get a contract and you don't deliver, maybe they've given awarded the contract to you. I imagine Wike as the minister for works, and a contract was awarded and they did not deliver in like 6 months. I would imagine Wike will come on in the news and say that we have given this contract to so and so construction company, and they have not laid one block.
All right, we'll see. I'll come to you, Mariam, in a second. Let me take a look at Toyin from Dublin. Good morning. Good morning, Lauren Toyin.
How are you?
You're live. Go ahead. Thanks.
Good morning.
Morning.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And I just want to say good work for good work you guys are doing there. And
thank you, sir.
You guys. And okay, and about the political nominee, and you guys are saying that people that the people that they nominated. Are they competent enough in order to do the job they are going to give to them? Or is this, nepotism, maybe people that people know, the other parties what we want Nigeria to be forward, to move forward. in whatever they are doing. Anybody they put in the post, they should, screen and look at that person squarely, maybe starting from the scratch to where they are now, to see how they are competent enough in order to do what the government or to do the things what the people want.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Oluwatoyin. I think I got the message. Mary, let me come back to you.
I didn't really hear what he said.
Yeah.
So,
yes. Go ahead, Mariam.
Yes, I was just saying that in Kaduna State, El-Rufai, a lot of people would say he's done so much, infrastructurally in Kaduna State. And I'm hoping, so that shows that as a leader, he was quite respected. Yes. He had vision, and so these are the sort of people that we would like to see in ministerial positions. And we have also seen him as FCT minister once before. And as Mariah, said, every time she goes to Abuja, she remembers that he did a good job there as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing where he'll be placed. I would have said FCT minister, but I don't know if it's okay to put him back there. But I also would think works. Because that's a lot of work, and we want someone who has shown capability, someone that has the force. Because he may not be as loud as Wike, but in his own way too, he's not like Wike. Wike is special, but Madam El-Rufai is very assertive and quite firm, and I feel that that sort of.
I think someone like power. We need someone like an El-Rufai. Yes, because you need somebody who would not take nonsense. That all these ones that were begging for meters, that were going up and down. He would ensure if this Nigerian company, foreign companies, he will put them to put them straight.
Call them out.
So I think El-Rufai would be great in power. But let's talk about Mr. Dele Alake. Yeah. I loved him as a spokesperson because I think he's very eloquent, very articulate. This kind of person that I would have liked that. They left him as the special advisor, strategy, as he. But either way, though, I like the role he's currently playing because he speaks well. He doesn't insult. He will tell you. He will give you facts when he's speaking, and when he responds or speaks on behalf of the government, we hear him properly. But Minister of Information, I'm not sure what the portfolio would entail going forward. But usually
for the government, so still, his job would not be much different
from what he's doing right now. I would have liked him to be closer to the presidency. You know how we're actually, because I know right now, sometimes you think of the minister somewhat slightly far away from the principal. Somebody like is right there with him, that is always traveling around with him. I'd have really liked for them to, but either way, maybe as the Minister of Information, he will still retain that portfolio. But I think would be great for that role.
It would be weird if he's not given the Minister of Information. It would be really weird because,
I'm told that Yusuf is called back. Let me just quickly take him before we lose that call again. Yusuf from Kaduna, thanks for calling.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
All right, ma'am. I want to say kudos to the president for the ministerial list that he has just forwarded to the National House.
Okay.
Yes, this is what we have long been waiting for, right from the day he came into office. Seriously, on my opinion, I would prefer to their portfolio be left undisclosed until the Senate are able to screen them. I think the job will be given to the person who can best carry out the job as expected. But if their portfolio are displayed now, they are going to be screened based on area of specialization. And here, like we saw in the previous administration, there were switching of ministries.
Okay.
So if that happened now, how will they switch? So I think the screening should be based on who can perform the job.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, and I expected El-Rufai to be in the list just as I saw it.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Yusuf. This is a comment saying that some governors spend money on PR, some don't. I can tell you, Engineer David Umahi is one of the best performing governors in the era as governor. He could even make a better Minister of Works than Wike, that you just mentioned. With lean resources, he did very well in many areas of infrastructure. Okay, that's somebody's perspective. But go ahead, Wike.
I just wanted to tell you that when Tokwe made the comments about David Umahi, because I had watched Journalists Hangout yesterday, I had heard that he did a lot of
Infrastructure.
Yeah, airports, university, many things. I had done a lot of things, so I googled it, and I will.
Yeah. So he's just equally as So we watch the video during the break. Why can't that's now on TV? But
no, I watched the video while I was on set, so she can watch it.
Okay.
What I wanted to say is, I hear about infrastructure.
Yeah.
I hear. I want to ask everybody's opinion. Please, how will infrastructure help the ordinary person? I'm not saying don't infrastruct if you must, but can you please think of the ordinary man? How will that put bread on my table? How will that put garri on my table? Because a lot of I noticed that a lot of our governors, they concentrate on building flyover. You won't go and do the small road. There was a comment in one of the papers today. I didn't see it, but I heard it on the radio that someone had made a comment that we should start to ride bicycles. It's not a bad idea. But which road are you going to ride bicycles?
So that's infrastructure.
So infrastructure,
road is infrastructure.
But
I get what you're saying.
Listen, when they do this infrastructure, they go and build flyover. I watched the video just now. That's why I want you to watch it.
Yeah.
There are these flyovers, but you are not going into the town. You are not going into the state to go and touch my life.
Yeah.
You are building the one that everybody will see and say, wow.
With no doctors.
Yeah. Okay, so I get that. You're absolutely correct. But some would also argue that what infrastructure does, it helps to boost economic development, because you have a business. And you can't transport your business to Kaduna, or you can't move your goods to Ekiti State because the roads are bad. Transportation is up because the truck drivers are breaking down because of bad road. So there are various levels. So you're right. As you are doing that, I think it should be done simultaneously and with proper planning, where the money is going to infrastructure at the federal level. People in the local government too, and the state level are also doing their own part to ensure that even the local community and local economy also boosts with this money. So you're right. It said that, but it actually does connect. Even interstate and inter-country, the Niger Republic, we're building the bridges there. The idea is that to increase commerce. So it's at different levels, but I think it should be simultaneously done.
But what Wike is saying is in order of priority. When, there was a presidential candidate.
Wike complains about road every single day here.
Yes.
Every morning.
Yes.
It's infrastructure.
Yes.
No,
but go to Abeokuta, go and see all the bridges there.
Yes.
How does that help my own life?
Yes. So
that's my complaint.
Of priority.
I'm also build bridges everywhere. Started bridges in Akute. He didn't even finish them. And while he was building the bridges, he was spoiling all the roads.
Okay. All right, let me take this call that comes to you, Tokwe. Good morning from Jos. Thanks for calling. Hello.
Thank you.
You're live. Go ahead,
morning.
please. Morning.
Yes, I'm
Gofuk.
I'm calling from Jos.
Okay.
I am a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show. I never heard that name
Especially
before.
from me.
Go ahead, Gofuk.
What I want to say is that we have governors who are doing infrastructure. But one thing with economy is that we have to think about governors that have done industries that can employ people and put food on the table of a common man.
Okay,
Which governors and people that have done something that have to do with manufacturing, for example. These are the things we are talking about, not building flyovers.
Yeah.
I'm an urban planner. I know the importance of infrastructure. But you see, you have to make people work for an economy to function.
Yeah.
So this is what I think YK is talking about.
Yeah.
Not really building flyovers all over the town. No, that's not what we need. We need industries. We need governors that have performed in bringing innovations that employ others in the economy.
Thank you very much, Gofuk. You're absolutely correct. Go ahead.
So, there are little things. We're talking about security. So you build a very beautiful infrastructure, beautiful facility, and people will now come and they will come and remove the table, remove the chair, carry the AC away because they need money to eat. So people will vandalize because they don't have jobs and there's no security. You little things like making the processes of the states work. There are some states in Nigeria, I don't want to market anybody, but the states, just by making processing CFO easy, people, real estate companies, they were calling each other that If you go and buy land in that place, you can get CFO fast, and we know CFO is important. So they brought in funds by just creating ease of process, ease of doing business. People get documentation fast. You realize that when people want to say, what have you done? You will not be able to say, I built airport, bridge, all of that. You will be able to say, I built people. And at the end of the day, people would say, you built us.
Yeah.
Instead of us just
I think you're absolutely. Let me go on a break. When we come back,
vision.
we continue with this conversation. We'll go back to the ministerial nominee. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This is 7 of 7. My name is OJ, and signing a sobriety into my hands tonight on this social experiment called the 7 of 7 is Owen G. What is the name, or what was the name? You see, I want to make them better now.
Rock Heart.
No, of the goat when they brought it on stage.
The name of that goat.
Yeah.
We should go there.
No, that one easy now.
I'm just drinking this so that I can ask him my own questions. It's not because of
Buga.
He didn't get it. You know. Okay. Mention 10 female stand-up comedians in Nigeria. See, just mention their stage name. If you annoy me, you will mention their real names and the year they started. And if you annoy me further, you mention the names of their husbands and the names of their children. Try me now. Okay, mention their name.
No, let's just.
No, wait. No, don't. No. Name, real name, stage name, husband name, children name. 10 of them.
Even the 10. That's a lot.
Eh?
That's a lot.
Did I cut your question for you?
Yes.
When you were happy now. With your hunchback.
That was it.
You are wasting time. We don't have time. See, my brother, before we go on a commercial break, you are stubborn. And I told you since. The fact that you play this your hair does not mean. You understand? See this bar hair you are looking at. It's experience. I've suffered before you.
But I try now.
Were you there during the military era of Abacha and Babangida? You know what happened?
I be Gen Z.
So that Gen Z, I will remove 4 out of 10.
That's like
4 out of 10 they pass exam. Don't drink this thing. Where baby you are on here? Drink out. If I land you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help welcome to the show, La General, the one and only Pere Egbe. Which of the following is false about teeth? We are born with 20 primary teeth. Teeth are the hardest substance in the body. Teeth are the strongest bones in the body.
Teeth is not a bone, actually.
Teeth can self-repair.
The strongest bone in the body, no. Teeth is not a bone.
Final answer?
Teeth is not a bone. You know what came to my head now? That sound. Crickets.
So, editor, you can put that cricket sound there. You can still put it down too.
Thanks for staying with us. So, still reviewing the ministerial nominees. Another thing we've yet to talk about is the lawyer, legal luminary Lateef Fagbemi, SAN. He is also served in the council of law firm Gani Fayomi many years ago and later founded his own law firm Lateef Fagbemi & Co. He has been involved in numerous high-profile cases, including election petitions and other constitutional matters. He's also been conferred with the SAN, with the Silk, and furthermore, he has also served as a judge in different Nigerian courts, including the Federal High Court and Court of Appeal. Presently, he is he's also an APC team-led attorney to defend the presidential election result in court. So, him being nominated, we're assuming he might be the Attorney General. We're hoping that we'll see that if that's what is going to be assigned. Obviously, I'm not sure there's anything else it could be. But is there any other name that jumps at you guys here? Okay. Any other name that's...
Just Uchenaji, who I don't have any clue about. I don't know if any one of us here does. But then I was going to talk about the fact that some states do not have any ministers from their states yet. Plateau State. So Plateau State, I know usually if he's a man, you put us under sports and tourism. If he's a woman, women's affairs.
Are you for real?
Yes.
So I don't know. Change it.
Give us something that we can show our might. Show our might.
That's good feedback. Let me take this call. Come to you, YK. Kalechi from Shasha, thanks for calling. Watch. Hello, Kalechi. Listen to the TV, you're not new on this thing now. Kalechi. Hello, Kalechi. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Please, I want to draw your attention to a kind of death trap.
The kind of?
A kind of death trap. An accident waiting to happen. Just like, I don't know, this program may be, I don't know, the ethics of this program may be, what I'm about to say may be against the ethics of your program. It is very important to me. You see, let me quickly draw your attention to two markets very close to Abulega. Just like White pointed out, these are some of the things our governors have. Government will neglect. They'll go out to beautify things that will make them, things that will project them to land life. There are two major markets very close to Abulega. Number one is Ilengu, and the other one is Katangwa. About 5 years ago, these two markets were demolished with the intention of constructing a modern market according to Nigerian definition of a modern market. Now, Ilengu has been, reconstructed into so-called modern market. It's been constructed anyway. Now, in between these two markets is a vast area of dump site. So whenever it rains, the way this side dump site will roll down into this market. Now, that's not even the issue. Now, there's another one at Katangwa. That place is a death trap. They have demolished that place. The public toilets there, everywhere they open. The bad smell when they come out of that place is very killing. If you disguise yourself, go to that place. One question you ask yourself is
this legal?
Are human beings in this place? Because there they are used to those bad smells. On top of this heat, they are cooking, doing their market. So you understand? So the other time I was at BBC, I want to take this complaint to one of your correspondents. So I didn't see her. Her name is Ijaso. So I asked the security people, said, Sharon Ijaso. I asked the security people, said, how do I see her? They said they don't know her schedule. So I came there the second time. So one of them suggested us to write a letter, which I did. That's one.
We appreciate it, Kelechi.
Thank you.
I know the Katangwa story, and those are ways to impact. Businesses and lots of lives are being touched in every market. The market system, the commercial activity of a state is what powers the state. If there are no trade going on, you are not making money as a state. So it's important that even as we want to modernize our markets, that we don't let our markets become so modern that average Lagosians cannot afford to own a shop there.
We saw how they did. How I think was it a Joshua Market? They destroyed it and then they rebuilt it. And I was saying that when I went to Abuja, I appreciate that it was planned. Lagos State was not properly planned. A lot of people, development came to meet. People had already migrated. People have built markets into places. People have covered drains, and then development is now, governance is now coming, and we're now having to destroy. So it is a painful process. However, the government should also provide alternatives so that these people don't go out and with nothing. So I understand that where government has to rebuild, because you're trying to build a mega city, I understand that. But I say that not at the detriment of the lives of people. So we must do it such that people understand that you also care. But because when you go to Abuja, you appreciate that you can't just wake up and just put on corner and start having a market. Not like Lagos. Anybody can wake up tomorrow and say, I'll start doing roast plantain in this place. You do corn here. Before you know it, it has become a supermarket. That's Lagos.
But that is part of the winning factor of Lagos.
Hey, but you see, it has to be structured because it's diseases. People not go to yes. So you don't. Yes, crime starts. So we have to structure it as beautiful as we love the mega cities, just as beautiful as New York is. You can't just start also and somewhere and start doing selling on the streets. So this the structure we're putting in place, but we are saying that it must have a human face.
Yes.
As you're demolishing, try to see what you can provide alternatives for people to have something. But we must rebuild the state. That's the
and
truth.
when you demolish, build it quickly back because people are out of business within the frame time. See Alade markets demolished. Pulled down since how many years now?
Yes.
It's still under construction.
But I thought my own mother was reallocated a store. I don't know which area you're talking about. My mother had a store in Alade Market. I thought it was pulled that was rebuilt and she was offered a place to have a store. Alade Market in Ikeja.
They moved to the...
Yes, they moved.
They moved to the back.
Yes. So in that back, we have a store.
In front.
They are building. Maybe the one in front, but we have a store.
They were given...
Yeah, no. Exactly. No, because
built it back.
And so they'll build.
They are building something. I don't know what they're building, but
the Alade Market was moved to the back.
The shops because I use Alade Market.
Yes, and my mother has a store there too.
Yeah. I wanted to say, because I got this message. It says, so which of the nominees has built people? None. Are we saying therefore we should not have ministers? He says, even Fashola didn't build people, he built infrastructure. The infrastructure enhances the lives of the people. I am not against infrastructure. Far from it. What I'm saying, don't build the infrastructure that is just for us to see.
Hello.
I'm one of the people that commends that road that Fashola built, that college road.
It made life easy.
It made life easy for a lot of people. Don't just build the one that I will. In fact, you will build the bridge and destroy the road on that.
Projects.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, try and impact the lives of people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And Fashola did.
And please, I just want to. I just because I had to answer that message.
Okay.
From Okocheme is you. I'm talking to. You want to send me the message. I was going to say tourism is one of the things because Nigeria will pay lip service to tourism. So I'm hoping that one of the ministers that they put in tourism will actually work for tourism. One, I will commend the Buhari government for making visas easy because you get your visa on arrival for people.
YK, you will commend the Buhari government?
I will.
Please, she does. YK always
calm down. I'm trying to do content.
They make visas for people coming into Nigeria, get your visa on arrival. You pay through your nose, but you will get your visa on arrival. So it made it a bit easier for people.
Okay, we don't have tourism without security.
That is it. So they have to work hand in hand. We are talking about, I was listening again to the radio today, and we were talking about is 1 million for economy tickets to London. From what used to be 300,000, 250,000, is now 1 million. So people should now start to talk. So someone now was complaining that Obudukatu Ranch, there is no water there.
But there isn't. It's run down. If you see the video,
it's run down.
It's a continuity issue we had. Remember, we're saying
leadership,
that
was definitely a leadership issue.
So
one leader constructed that, and while he was the governor, it was amazing. And then the next governor and the next
don't have his dream.
Yes.
See why we are applauding Lagos State.
Yes. So that was infrastructure that also impacted people. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And yet, someone else came as a governor that was elected by the people that could not sustain it.
Took her studio
all the way
to Tinapa. Unfortunately, it was not sustainable because it was really difficult. So, I mean, imagine the amount of jobs that had to be they lose jobs because of bringing them back to Lagos.
My mentor, he went to Cross River. He went to Cross River because the economy was all around that. It was booming. So he did estates there. And right now, unfortunately, it's a loss. Many hotels are set up because of that season.
That Christmas time from December 1 to the end was back to back.
Yes.
I was looking forward to going there. You know, do you understand? Dreams.
So those are impacts.
we have to go.
And that's impacting people.
Yes,
Okay, let's go back to these nominees. Let me go on a break. You keep deviating, and it's YK. It is your fault.
Hey.
Let's come back. We'll go on a break. When we come
We're
back,
only advising.
we'll pick a few.
It's advising.
There's another part of it we've not discussed. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, multiple award-winning actor, producer, ambassador of Edo People, we have Etinosa Idemudia in the building.
Don't be first to go police station, they win the case.
Is
So
she?
you are showing yourself.
I go see as my second
You are
question.
feeling like a contact the prancing peacock. I'm about to cut your wings. Hello. Now, in the amalgamation of 1914, who was the woman who drew the line of the amalgamation? Who cut the report? Who is the person that used scissors? What is his name?
That woman.
Yeah,
drink.
You have done me dirty. I've marked your face. I've marked your face. If anything.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing the nominees and the few other states that we're waiting. We're trying to figure out who and who will make the list. It'd be great to
Lagos State.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Lagos. I want to know the person representing Lagos. Can you guess? I don't know. I don't know who.
There are too many loyalists in Lagos State. Yeah. In some states, it's for the eastern states, it was easy to, because you know that there are very few people to pick and choose from. But for Lagos State, everybody in Lagos is loyal to many people.
Someone said, "Do you think Mrs. Fashola will come back?" I said, "They should allow the man to rest." I don't know if I'm not sure if I want to see.
But the trend right now that we've seen is that no previous minister in the last administration has come back.
Yeah,
there is none.
I don't think they should.
I think he's
I really do think. I mean, Fashola, they gave him 2 ministries before.
We also yabbed the last administration. We wanted a bit of difference, so let us have a difference.
But they should allow, as much as I would love for Minister Fashola to be engaged somehow, not why I call Minister Fashola, Mr. Fashola to be engaged somehow, either as a diplomat or something. But that ministerial thing, I think they should just let the man rest. The man needs to be with his family, but give him that role of a diplomat. Let him go around the world. You know, he's such a great guy. We like to just see him in the system somehow.
Yeah, but he should be, as they say, face frontal or front facing. I would like to see more of him, you know. And
okay, any others?
Corey Michael says Obudukatu Ranch is a shadow of its former self.
Yeah. So there's another thing. Even when we talk about how governors can, people can impact, because I know that a lot of people are commenting on that on YouTube on how the impact of government. I was talking about Akwa Ibom. I personally don't have any interest in Akwa Ibom. I don't know much about Akwa Ibom. I've not even been there before, but I know a few of my friends that have gone to do vacation honeymoon in Ibom. There's a resort. And it's a very beautiful resort. And I saw the pictures. I'm like, wow, are you saying this is in Nigeria? Then we saw Ibom Air.
Yeah.
And that also means that
they're doing
it's
things
easy
exactly
to get there.
Yeah.
So those are things. And it's impacting on lives, because when people are coming to your state, it means that people will bring money when they come and spend money.
So that makes me, when I hear that, it makes me sad, because I know the seat of tourism would have been Plateau State. The beauty, the potential.
Everybody's talking about their own.
But because of the insecurity, we have not, as a country, we have not had the chance to enjoy or, enjoy what Plateau State would have given Nigerians and the world all over. We've had people who come and live in Jos who will tell you that that's where they would like to live for the rest of their lives. The insecurity has called.
Let me take this call from Obo. Good morning, Obo. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning, ladies.
Morning.
Yeah, I just want to respond to this ministerial list that just been released. Yeah, we have 7 women very unprecedented of this present government, but I want to see others, because we only face 750 men. Others, I'm still seeing old names, old cargoes. I would have loved that the names of these people go with their age, so that we can know whether they are old or new, because we want youth inclusion in this government. So they just brought out names. We don't know their category. We don't know their age categories, and we can't be celebrating it until we know
their ages.
Okay, he's talking about age issues. So we have a 36-year-old. We have quite a few. There are a few old cargoes when maybe old people are there. So maybe they're old politicians, people who are already known. Yes, I mean they're there, but we like to believe that they were picked there because of their competence. And let's give them benefits of the doubt. Hopefully, when we see their portfolios, we'll see if indeed they are round pegs in round holes.
Old is not always bad, though.
Adio, the dumping site that at that Ile-Epo has been causing havoc to the road since last year. All buses, including BRT lane, now pass one lane. Bad smell, join odor from this same place. I don't know where. I'm not sure where Ile-Epo is, but
it's in Lagos State.
Someone is saying Fashola did not concentrate only on the mainland. He did the island. He was a great governor.
Fashola Matabek, let Fashola rest.
Let him rest.
No,
you should not rest him
back. I don't think he should come back. I think he should rest.
Really? I want him to come back.
I want him to rest.
No, I want to be seeing his name in the news, but not as government. Let me judge that he's in somewhere doing one meeting somewhere. So you know how our former vice president now has an appointment internationally. That's the kind of thing I want to be hearing of Fashola.
But the thing is, Nigeria needs people like him right now.
There are more people
like him that will
be like him.
We just need to
do you remember Yankari Game Reserves?
Yes, I do.
When I was growing up, it was the place to go.
Yes,
Nobody thought of going to London. Nobody thought of going to New York. Everyone wanted to go around Nigeria, and Yankari was the place to go. Today, I'm sure
the Minister of Tourism
are using the Lion.
Let's hope. And remember, they were going to also they were going to rejig some of these ministries. I read somewhere where they're going to actually create more and reduce others, and maybe change the portfolios of some. We'll see when that eventually happens. But I'll really be happy to know what they plan to do for tourism. It's quite important and crucial because that's a major revenue earner for any nation that's serious about tourism.
Where is that spring? Hot spring? Is it a Kitty spring?
Yes, the hot and cold Ekiti. There's also the hot spring. And we have lots, Ikogosi, we have a lot of things.
You see, I'm just hoping.
And also, that's money.
That's why the ministerial list did not do me giz. I can't lie to you. It didn't do.
What would do you giz? Give me an idea.
People that I know that I will not know, but when you see their name or you see their
Have you read this one CV, YK? Have you read their CV? You're just judging it.
So I haven't read their CVs. If your CV is you did Harvard in Keniko and you did Keniko, that's not going to show me. Okay. I want implement. I want someone who is going to implement.
We do have some.
The person that will stay in the wait. You read one. She's just going to do her doctorate. So is she going to do
or she has
done it.
She has done it. She's doing her doctorate. But
don't be. I want someone that has done it and is going to go. I'm not criticizing her. Listen, I'm not criticizing her.
I know you're not.
I'm just saying that they may be perfect. They may be.
Okay.
All I'm saying, it didn't do me giz.
Okay, so I'm asking you a
when they come there and they start to do me giz, I will be the person that will come and tell you.
I'm now asking you, YK Anikulapo Kuti. Give me one name.
That's tautology. My name is Yani Anikulapo Kuti.
Okay, sorry, no vex. YK. Give me one person that will do you giz that you'd have loved to see on that list. One person.
I can't.
See, Nigerians, I always have idea.
I have idea. I can't say it. I can't say it here. Oh, you say it after here.
Say, so you have somebody that will give you giz.
There are many.
Okay, I'm going to take
Nigeria. Do they come from Lagos State or the Southwest? Do they? Is there federal character in the list that you have? Okay.
I like Nasir El-Rufai. I can't like. I think he.
He
is good.
Okay, he gave you giz.
Better Edu gave me giz.
Better Edu gave you giz.
Yeah, I think.
Why? Because I've listened to her as a commissioner of health. Before she even came the limelight.
I like her.
Yes. I feel that.
So there's some giz for you now.
Yes.
No.
That's two giz.
Then
that's two. Inside 26.
All my women.
That's not past now.
My women, at least 5 of my women dream me giz. The other two, I don't know them. That's why I've not read their profile. I'm sure if I read it too, it will do me giz. That's why I want to see more women.
Yes.
When you read Stella Okotete's too, you will do you giz. YK, she is.
That's what I'm read about her.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to read about her.
CVs of these people because we can't assume because somebody's APC. Because I know your problem is your own problem is that they're the APC. That's your problem.
Yeah.
Because they're APC, suddenly they don't give you giz. If you now read their profile, you now realize that they actually have the capacity to give you giz.
I will not deny that.
Okay.
I will not deny that. That's why I said El-Rufai is APC. He did me giz.
Okay.
The other one, Better Edu, because I've listened to her.
Yes. Okay. Oh, I love her energy.
She's very confident. Yes.
I don't want them to give her women affairs, Sha.
Please don't.
That's too stereotypical.
They may
give her something like health.
So it's usually women. So it's women and youth.
I don't want them to, because you see, we want something like
health.
We don't even want
someone that can run around the entire state.
We don't even
all
want
the states.
I don't want
human affairs. We want human affairs. Because why are you stereotyping women with woman affair? There is no man affair.
Because they're vulnerable, YK. There are some communities outside Lagos here that these women need that support.
So you'll be marrying off 13-year-olds.
You'll be surprised.
But see, we have been having women affairs for the past 8 years.
In impact, Abi.
There is no impact.
Is there renewed hope, YK? Don't worry, now renewed hope.
People with vision. Please, can we give better Edu
something?
A minister for health. Going from state to state, I can imagine her
making sure that the doctors don't strike.
I can imagine her going to a hospital incommunicado,
shouting them,
and she just show up there, do video.
Yes.
Not see yourself in paper.
But women affairs is too stereotypical. We need somebody. And then with this, the Okotete, Honorable Stella Okotete, well, I like to see her in finance.
Yes.
I really like to see her in finance.
I will.
Now the Uju lady, I don't know much. The only thing I know about her, she stepped down for Actuaji. That's the only thing I know about her.
And that's the only thing they are quoting about her, which is wrong.
I don't know much about
Dr.
her.
Doris Uzoaka Anite, she was a former commissioner for finance and coordinating economy in Imo State.
Oh, yeah. So she was strong in finance too.
In the banking sector.
And she was also general manager at Zenith Bank. Yeah.
So that one definitely is a strong for finance minister. We'll see.
You want to see women giving proper correct portfolio.
She was a woman that was finance
not minister of state.
Yes, the last.
I don't think.
No. She came in after this. She was.
I don't think this government.
But she was there now.
I don't think this government is doing minister of state. So far, I've not heard any. From the look of things, it doesn't look like they're doing minister of state. They're just going to be having additional or subtracting.
It was
Skiamu. Even FFK, I've never seen any.
FFK.
I'm just asking now.
I beg, I don't want to.
We're on live TV.
But Mr. Skiamu might get something else. There are other positions for it. It doesn't have to be. Has the state been covered? What state is it from again? Has the state? You have to look at the state. The state hasn't been covered. There's still a possibility.
When he was there, what did he do?
Sulaiman.
FFK. When he was there, was it not Minister of Aviation?
Aviation.
How did the airport?
This woman. The
airport. I'm not asking you. Why you asking me? I'm saying we're discussing the nominees. I'm the moderator of this show. My own job is to ask you questions. Don't be asking me questions.
I have to ask you.
No,
did the airport improve under FFK?
Okay, we have to run. I think that's all we can take on today's show.
It's finished.
This teacher has finished, Mikey.
Are you sure?
So on Monday, when they start the actual ratification and confirmation of these nominees, we'll get more information. Hopefully they'll do YK Giz because when it starts interviewing there, I think it's going to be live. Hopefully it will be live. We get the questions and then eventually we'll now know their portfolios. So we now know if indeed they are square pegs in square holes. And we do that, we'll now take it to the next level. But just to initially just have a conversation around our thoughts. I'm desperately waiting for who's going to come.
Please, I don't want a case of former senators who now come, they say take a bow and go. We saw that in the last time.
And stop asking them for money at the back.
Yes, even if you're a former senator, it doesn't mean that you will be able to handle being a minister. So don't just say,
we want to see
you're a former minister, former senator, take a bow, go. Former governor, we know you, take a bow. No, not taking a bow.
Okay, that information goes to the Senate.
Yes.
Senate President, please, we don't want to take a bow and go. Ask them questions. If you don't have questions, check social media will give you questions.
And stop laughing at us. Let the poor breathe.
That is all we can take on today's show. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye for now. You should be putting on Friday again. You should be putting on Friday.